Hello and welcome wherever you are. We are in our old familiar places. Me with the dragon on my chest. Gaz with the three lions, which can mean one thing and one thing only. It is time for another special, a Euro special of the Gimme 5 podcast. How good is this, Gaz?
Loving it, mate. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. And both our nations are through to the round of 16, so it couldn't be better.
Yeah. Have you been surprised? I mean, I think you were surprised by Wales creeping through.
Well, I wasn't. If you remember, I said before the first game, I fancied Wales to finish second. But after watching them against Switzerland and Switzerland looking the better side, I thought Switzerland would finish second, Wales would finish third and still get through. So not surprised. But I thought they'd both go through, to be honest with you.
Brilliant. Well, obviously, I'm gearing up for the game this afternoon. England and Germany on Tuesday then. But before that, there's some other news breaking. And that is you've been out gigging.
Yes. First time for 16 months. We're at Scholes Cricket Club. Had myself, Lee Roberts, Pete Emmett, who's done the show, John Stiles, who's coming on to do the show, and Martin Gold. Just basically going and it's like a rehearsal. And they let us in, all socially distanced, wearing masks and what have you. It was great, to be fair. It was brilliant. And just to get out there and do 20 minutes in front of a crowd that were up for comedy made it even better, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think the opening line was, how good's this? 16 months, the first time I've worn socks in 16 months. And of course, with it in the middle of the Euros, they've got all the St George's flags all over the place. And I can't believe my first gig back is a National Front rally. It just honestly, it was brilliant. All five of us did really well, and it was. I think hats off to Scholes Cricket Club for allowing it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. How many in the crowd were there?
Well, because it's socially distanced, I'd say 50.
50. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. And if you get
it might have been more. It might have been more. But I think 50 is about right.
Yeah. You aim for a good 10% laughs out of them. You get a good 5 of them laughing. You're laughing, aren't you? That's
all you need. That's all you need, mate. It may have been a lot more than 50, but just let's say 50 so no one gets into trouble.
Yeah. Well, my old man used to say, if you can go out on stage and make just one person laugh, comedy's not for you. Okay, so we're going to get onto the football, and obviously the big game for me today is the Wales game, Wales v Denmark. Now, it's difficult for me to vote with anything other than my heart. I can see Wales going through, obviously, but in the cold light today, Gaz, everything seems to be in Denmark's favour.
It's looking like that. I think I was watching TV yesterday, and someone was saying that 99% of the world will be wanting Denmark to win just because of what happened to Christian Eriksen. And the bookies have got them at 5-4 on, with Wales at 4-1, which I think is a big price. But I know it's 90 minutes. 4-1 seems a big price because when you get Wales on a roll, I think it's tough to call this one, even though it's like 4-1, 4-5. I think it's tough to call.
Yeah, with Aaron Ramsey 7-1 to score at any time.
Never.
Yeah.
Honestly?
Yeah, yesterday.
That's a big price.
That was decent.
That's a big price.
In fact, he's probably one of only 2 who are really likely to score at the moment, I'd have said.
Well, the big lad up front, he's got a goal in, man.
He's the other one. Yeah.
And then you've only got Bale and Ramsey then that you think are going to score. So 7-1 any time.
Yeah.
Might have a little tickle on that, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other game today is this evening, the Italy game. I mean, probably only one outcome there. I think they look really good, Italy.
I think there's 3 certainties in the round of 16, and Italy beating Austria is one of them. Yes. And if the bookies have got them at 4-9, that's probably why.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can just quickly allude to our little competition, which is neck and neck, to say the least. Remind you of the scoring system. We had 3 points for predicting the correct group winner, 2 points for the correct group runner-up. For predicting the top 2 in the wrong order, that was 4 points. And then going forward, we get each correct team in the last 8. We have 2 points for that. Each correct team in the semi, 2 points, and then each correct team in the final 2 points, with the overall winner winning you 5 points. And believe it or not, the scores on the doors are 20-19 at this particular juncture.
I've been bang on lucky, I'll be honest with you. I have been bang on lucky. Bang on lucky to have 19 points.
Yeah, well...
Scotland did me. I can't believe they got stuffed by Croatia.
I mean, Scotland, they showed a lot of heart, but in the end, they just didn't quite have...
They've got no one to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Shea Adams, like I say, he's probably the one, if a chance had gone to him. It's Armstrong, the kid at Southampton as well. But yeah, they lack goals.
And
I think that first game's killed them.
That killed them. But very unlucky to lose Gilmore to COVID.
Oh, yeah, huge. Because he was outstanding against England. But yeah, first game's killed them for me.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of heart, I think the Hungarians looked like they were almost there, didn't they?
How unlucky were they? In the group of death, and at one point were finishing second in that group. And to go out, you know, getting a draw against Germany, getting a draw against France. I think they're only behind for about, was it 9-10 minutes in the whole of the competition?
An incredible stat, absolutely.
Where Germany were behind more than 2 hours. Frightening.
They always find a way, don't they?
Yeah. You just knew that goal was coming, though, didn't you? You just knew that equaliser was coming.
You did. And this was another interesting stat. You know, Scotland have obviously appeared in loads more tournaments than Wales, but incredibly, Wales have now scored more tournament goals than Scotland.
Yeah, amazing. But then again, Scotland have never got through a group stage, have they?
No, and won more tournament matches as well, which is
they've never got through a group stage, Scotland, which is unbelievable. You think about it.
Quite amazing. So looking forward to the other fixtures as well. Obviously tomorrow we've got Holland, who I know you have been really impressed with. As
Holland are the best team to watch by a distance in this competition, and I think they've got the player of the tournament so far in Memphis Depay. I think I've got mates who are Man United fans. They said he was woeful at Old Trafford, but what a player he is now! He just looks a complete different beast, and of course he's going to Barcelona on a free. What a signing that could be!
What a signing! And
I tell you what, if you put Virgil van Dijk in that team, I make him favourites to win it. But of course he's not. So, but I have backed him. I have backed the Dutch to win it. They've got goals in them.
Yeah.
And they've got goals in abundance in them as well. Yeah. So that's the other certainty is the Netherlands to beat the Czech Republic for me.
Czech Republic.
4-6 is a big price, I think.
So you are going with Holland there, obviously. You're going with Italy. Getting all your choices for the quarters.
I've got to go with Denmark in the first, just because I'm trailing by 1. I know you're going with Wales. I need to get in front of you, so I've got to go Denmark. Even though I think it's a tough call. Yeah.
Oh, Belgium, Portugal. That's an attractive proposition, isn't it?
Wow.
For the neutral, anyway.
Wow. I think there's two fantastic games in this 16. That's certainly one of them. Yeah. Belgium, Portugal. I'd just edge on the side of Belgium. Because Lukaku for me is on fire as well. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be really close, but I'm just going to go with Belgium to beat Portugal.
He's unplayable on his day, isn't he, Lukaku?
The goal he took the other day, I think it was De Bruyne's pass to his foot. The first touch was different, gravy. Yeah. And how he was offside that first goal, no idea. But I'll just go Belgium.
You'd have to, right, I've got you down there. I'm going to go Portugal there.
Good lad, I'm glad you did. It gives me more of a chance.
Yeah. And looking at it, that's not going to work out particularly well because I had in my teams to make the quarters Belgium and Portugal, so that clearly can't happen. So I'm at a disadvantage there straight away. Didn't look at the algorithms properly, but what a job Martinez has done, hasn't he?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, they've got a good squad. They've got a good, solid squad, haven't they?
Very underrated as a British manager, even though he won the FA Cup with Wigan. But he was a good coach, did well at Swansea, but he just didn't cut it at Everton, did he?
Well, no. The defence worries me slightly with Belgium. That's the only thing. They've got, is it Boyata, ex City player that didn't really pull up any trees. Thomas Vermaelen, who he's decent at Arsenal, got a transfer to Barcelona, didn't really do anything. They've got the lad Denier, I think he was at City as well. And Vertonghen, they're quite an ageing back four.
Yeah.
That's the only worry with me with Belgium, but they seem to be doing it comfortably at the minute. So what do I know? Yeah.
Of course, if we do manage to get through and they manage to get through, we wind up playing them again in the quarters, which will be back in Baku, our favourite.
Ooh. Baku.
Oh, damn. It's a hard bit of Croatia, Spain.
I've said all along, I think Croatia are garbage, so I'm going Spain.
You're going Spain. Yeah. They've ridden their luck.
Static caravan in Benicarlo, and they will not forgive me unless I say Spain. And to be fair, they looked okay in patches in the 5-0, even though I thought the 5-0 flattered them last round.
It did a bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going along with you there for Spain, so that's a doubler. France, Switzerland, as they say.
That's the other certainty. France.
Yeah.
I think you put France when they need to win. I don't think we've seen the best of France yet. So I think France will beat Switzerland.
Yeah. And before we come to the other massively attractive game, we will just quickly skid over Sweden and the Ukraine.
I tell you what, I've been quite impressed with the kid up front for Sweden, Isak. I think he's looked decent. So this will be close, but I'm gonna go Sweden.
You're gonna go with Sweden there. I shall go with the Ukraine.
Get it, come on.
And finally, the big mouth-watering prospect for you, or is it England versus Germany?
I think, I'll be honest with you, out of Portugal, France, Germany, I think the only one that gives us a bit of a squeak is Germany. I said before the start of the tournament, I didn't think they were that good. I thought they were good against Portugal. I thought they looked poor against Hungary again. I'm going with my heart, and I'm going England.
Yeah. Well, I've got to go Germany because I've tipped them for the overall winners, so I've got a lot riding on that.
Well, you say that. I know you hate England. That's probably why you've gone Germany.
Not at all. I'll always support the home team. As long as they're not playing Wales or any other European country. No, I do. I just hope it's a great game, that one. It's one of those ones, isn't it, that you just knew it was going to happen before it happened.
Oh, absolute certainty. You knew it was going to be England-Germany next round.
Yeah.
Certainty.
And you get the feeling that there's a lot more to come from England. We haven't seen their best by a long shot yet.
I thought we looked okay first 45 against the Czech Republic, the best we played. Second half was a non-entity again. There must be better to come. So
if Gareth Southgate got taken ill and they called you in, obviously as the distinguished manager of Leverkusen, what would be the fundamental changes that you would make?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think Pickford's been the standout keeper in the tournament. I wouldn't change it. I think Pickford's been brilliant. I think you'd have to go with Stones and Maguire. The fullbacks, it wouldn't bother me either way. I think Shaw and Chilwell are much of a muchness, whichever you got. I'd probably just go side with Chilwell, but I don't think there's much between them. I'd probably just side with Reece James, even though there's not much between him and Kyle Walker. But I can understand the Kyle Walker thing because of his speed. I would definitely play Bellingham alongside either Henderson, Rice, or Phillips. I don't think there's much between them three, but I like the Bellingham thing. I think he gives you more energy, and especially because he's played the whole season in the Bundesliga. I'd love to see him there. Have to play Jack Grealish. And as horrendous as he's been, Harry Kane must come good soon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with Kane. As an Arsenal fan, I thought Saka was the man of the match the other night. For me, I think you've got to play Sterling. He's the only one that scored goals.
Yeah, couple of goals.
And I just think Phil Foden's a better player than Saka. So I'd try and sneak Foden in there. But the good thing is now Southgate knows that Saka's good enough to come on and do a job. So you've got Saka, Rashford, Sancho coming on to if we're struggling. I think the good thing about Saka the other night, he was the only one England player that I've seen run with the ball and attack a fullback. So I'd love to see him in, but I just prefer Phil Foden. Surely he's going to come good as well, but I think Grealish is your man. Grealish is your man to get us there. Yeah,
for sure. Plenty of depth there in the squad, which is always handy in a major tournament, especially when you get to the latter stage, isn't it?
Exactly. So the Welsh team, the Welsh team, does that just pick itself then, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, pretty much. And I think that's the maybe the big advantage we got is that Page knows his best team. There's not really any question about it.
And that's a big thing, by the way, knowing your best team.
Yeah. And now with more, if you get the high press, which you're gonna come across a lot, you just go over the top with Kiefer Moore. He gives people a real problem, doesn't he?
The only one that I'm surprised he doesn't start is David Brooks. I like David Brooks. I think he's a good player, and I don't think he's given the game time that he probably deserves. Whether I've seen enough of him last season at Bournemouth, but I always thought he'd rip it up in the Championship, which he didn't really. But I've always rated David Brooks, and for me, he'd get into the Welsh starting 11 for me. Yeah,
I'd possibly look at Wilson, but it's difficult, isn't it, playing a Championship player?
Yeah, but you're playing League One players. I mean, Gunter at 31 is playing League One.
That was an amazing.
How is he a League One player at 31, by the way, Chris Gunter? He should be in the Championship at least.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you? Wales' most capped player.
Yeah. How is he in the League One? It's frightening.
Absolutely amazing. But my big fear, to be honest with you, is the yellow card, because obviously Kiefer Moore, he just seems to get singled out by referees, and he doesn't seem to be able to jump without using his arms. So I fear that we, if everything goes well and we creep through against the Danes, we might have a bit of a threadbare squad, and that could really not bode well in the next round. And that's me being extremely optimistic.
Like I say, I think you've got a big chance today. But like I said, I've just gone for the Danes just to try and claw myself back and get in front of you.
Yes. Well, it's a space to watch for certain. Have you managed to speak with Yanto since the last time we had him on the show?
I think I have. Yes, I did. Yeah, I spoke to him a couple of times. He's flying here, there, and everywhere. He works for Danish television, obviously, flying in and out of. I think last time I spoke to him, he'd just come back. They'd flown down to London for the England-Scotland game.
Right.
But yeah, he said the hardest place to get back into is this country. He said flying over around Europe's an absolute doddle until you get back in this country, and then it's an absolute nightmare.
Unbelievable. Well, if we get the better of them this afternoon, he might just get a call from me.
He never answers anyway, so you're all right.
So there you have it. You are up to date with our thoughts on the Euros, and we will be back with more of the same after this very, very interesting last 16 round. Yeah. And we certainly hope from the English perspective and the Welsh perspective, it'll be a huge case of quarterfinals. Here we come. Until then, from the Gimme 5 podcast, from Gary Marshall in Bessacar, and from me, Rod Woodward, in sunny Machen. Nanu, nanu.
Baku, baku.